We were completely wrong. We were wrong about what your dog actually sees when they look at you. Most people believe their dog simply sees them as human, a different species, a different appearance, a different mind. But what scientists slowly discovered was far stranger than that, because your dog does not simply see you as a human, and they do not see you as another dog either. In fact, your dog may see you as something dogs were evolutionarily shaped to emotionally depend on over thousands of years, something far deeper than species itself. And once you understand what that truly means, you may never look at your dog the same way again. Because most people completely misunderstand what happens when a dog looks into human eyes. They think the dog wants food, attention, a walk. But the real reason goes much deeper than that. And what researchers discovered next changes everything. For years, humans believed dogs simply adapted to life beside us, that they learned our routines, became dependent on us. But dependency is not bonding. And here is where humans may have misunderstood dogs completely. Dogs did something almost no other species has ever done. They evolved emotionally around humans, not simply beside us, around us. Researchers studying canine cognition discovered that dogs developed social behaviors specifically designed to read human beings. Your facial expressions, your tone of voice, your emotional state, even your silence. Which means your dog is not simply reacting to you. They are psychologically tuned to you. And the deeper researchers looked, the stranger it became. Because even wolves raised by humans do not naturally seek eye contact the way dogs do. But dogs do it instinctively, almost immediately. Why? Because somewhere across thousands of years, dogs stopped treating humans like animals and began treating them like emotional anchors. Most people assume dogs follow humans for survival, but what they may actually be searching for is something far deeper. You may think your dog follows you simply because you feed them. But many dogs continue following their owners even when food has nothing to do with the situation. What they seek is not just survival, it is connection. And what scientists discovered next revealed just how deep that connection truly goes. Most people believe love is something humans project onto dogs, an emotional fantasy. But neuroscience tells a different story. When a dog locks eyes with its owner, something extraordinary begins happening inside both brains at the same time. Oxytocin begins to rise, the same bonding chemistry connected to mothers holding newborn children. The same chemistry responsible for trust, emotional safety, and attachment. And this is where the misunderstanding becomes even deeper. Dogs are one of the very few species on Earth capable of naturally triggering this response in humans, without language, without touch, sometimes with nothing more than a look. Think about that. Your dog evolved over generations to emotionally influence the human nervous system. Not accidentally, researchers discovered that mutual eye contact between dogs and humans creates a biological feedback loop. The dog looks at you, your brain responds emotionally, and your response strengthens the dog's attachment in return. A silent cycle happening underneath awareness. Most people never realize their dog constantly notices emotional changes they barely notice themselves. Stress, fear, sadness, loneliness. Dogs detect changes in breathing, muscle tension, posture, and emotional tone with incredible sensitivity. And when your emotional state changes, theirs often changes too. That is why anxious owners often have anxious dogs. Not because the dog is copying behavior, but because the dog's nervous system has bonded itself to yours. And maybe this is where humans misunderstood dogs all along. Your dog was never simply trained to bond with humans. They evolved for it. And it goes deeper than that. Because your dog is not only emotionally connected to your feelings. In many ways, they organize their entire emotional world around you. Many people believe dogs love everyone equally, but that is not true. Dogs create emotional priorities, and what researchers discovered about this surprised even scientists. Your dog does not simply recognize you, they categorize you psychologically. Safe person. And maybe this is another place where humans misunderstood dogs completely. Most people think dogs simply identify humans, but dogs may psychologically organize humans in a much deeper way. Dogs constantly build emotional maps of human behavior. And over time, one human usually becomes the center of emotional regulation. The person they search for during uncertainty. The person whose presence lowers stress inside their body. You may think your dog sleeps beside you because the bed is warm, but the truth goes much deeper. In nature, vulnerable sleep only happens where safety exists. Sleep is trust. That is why dogs often press themselves against their owners at night. Not because of dominance, not because of dependency, but because of protection through connection. And here is the part most people never realize. Your dog does not care whether you are successful, attractive, confident, or emotionally perfect. Dogs bond far more strongly to emotional consistency than status. To them, your voice can become a place. Your scent can become safety itself. And that is why dogs wait near doors, follow certain humans from room to room, or constantly check where their person is. That is not stubbornness, it is attachment behavior. And attachment is one of the strongest systems in the mammalian brain. Most people believe communication with dogs is about commands, words, training. But what scientists discovered was far stranger than that. Your dog is reading you long before you ever speak. The tension in your shoulders, the speed of your breathing, the hesitation in your movements, even emotions you try to hide from other people. Studies on canine psychology revealed that dogs observe human emotional signals with extraordinary precision, not because they were taught to, but because evolution favored dogs that became emotionally synchronized with humans. And maybe this is another place where we were wrong about dogs. Your dog is not simply reacting to your behavior. They are reacting to your internal state. That is why many dogs become restless around anxious people, why they move closer during sadness, why they stare at their owners during moments of silence. They are searching for emotional orientation, stability. We thought dogs were learning commands, but many of them were actually learning us. You may think your dog watches you out of curiosity, but the truth goes much deeper. Dogs lived beside humans for so long that human emotion itself became part of their survival system. Which means your dog may never have seen you as just human at all. In many ways, they are emotionally synchronized with you. And maybe that explains something many people feel but struggle to describe. That their dog somehow senses things nobody else notices. Not because dogs are magical, but because they spent thousands of years becoming specialists in human emotion. And maybe that also explains something many people have experienced but never truly understood. Why some dogs stare at their owners for minutes at a time, without wanting anything, without signals, without expectation, as if they are trying to read something deeper than words. Because for dogs, human emotion was never background noise. It became part of their entire development. Over thousands of years, dogs did not just learn to live beside humans. They learned to observe human emotion, predict it, orient themselves around it. And maybe this is where humans misunderstood dogs most of all. Not superficial, not random, but emotionally rooted on a much deeper level. Dogs do not listen to words the way humans do. They listen to emotional truth. Your dog's bond with you was never accidental. Across thousands of years, dogs evolved to seek human connection in a way no other species ever has. Not just cooperation, not just survival, attachment, trust, emotional closeness. Most people spend years believing they are teaching their dog how to live in the human world. But silently, the dog has been teaching itself how to emotionally survive around you. Learning your moods, your routines, your energy, your voice, even your pain. And maybe that explains something many people feel but struggle to describe. That sometimes, their dog understands them in ways other humans do not. Not because dogs became human, but because they lived beside humans long enough to become emotionally synchronized with us. Your calm affects them. Your stress affects them. Your presence affects them. Which means every time your dog looks at you, you are not simply being observed. You're being trusted, chosen, emotionally connected to something that spent generations learning how to love human beings. And maybe that is the strangest part of all. We thought dogs became more like us, but maybe humans completely misunderstood what dogs were actually seeing all along. To your dog, your home